Hello everyone and welcome back to Nitro Cubing. Today I'm going to be showing you how to solve the square one. So let's get into it. There are 5 steps of the square one. The first one is to make it back into a cube. So here's the first step tutorial. So the first step of making it into a cube is putting all 8 edges together. Oh, I can show an example of that. And this is what it looks like. So here you have like all 8 edges together, which really isn't hard. And then there's an algorithm to get from that into the cube. So I'm just going to show a quick little example here. Here we already have 4 edges. So let's try pairing up 2 edges. Well, what if we bring these 2 pieces into the air? Well, into the top layer. Okay, we see that if we put this edge here and then do a slight slash, we made 2. But we can't place that down. Okay, let's place one of them down. So, you can try breaking up how much ever you have, if that helps. And once again we have 4 and we have 2. We can keep it in this position so that when we slash, these 2 get paired up. And then we see 1, and then this is a special case I'll go over later. But yeah, so there's many different ways, intuitive ways of doing this. And once you have, this is a little bit of a special case. You have these 2 edges that are in a line over here, and then you have these 6 paired up. Make sure it's on the left, and then just do a slash. And then once you have all 8 edges, you're gonna use this algorithm. And then make sure when the position you're holding it is when it's in the top. So when you slash, it breaks through for the edges. Also, make sure you do know the square one notation. If not, then I do have a video on that at Nitro Cubing. So slash -4 -2 slash 2 1 slash 3 3 slash, and then we have the cube. Sometimes you might have this special case where you got 7 edges paired up, but this edge is here. So make sure that when you're slicing, you have these 4 edges on the left, and obviously you're not slicing here. That would be possible on a square 2, but not a square 1. So here is the algorithm. Not this one. This one. It's a little long, but pretty simple. Slash 2 2 slash 1 slash 2 2 slash 1 slash -1 slash 0 3 slash 3. So the next step is getting all the corners into the right place. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be showing you 2 algorithms, and I'm going to be showing you how to use those two algorithms to solve all cases. But first of all, these 3 edges are in the right place, but it's basically this case where you have like these 2 need to swap to get into the right place. So keep it so that 1 is in the top left and 1 is in the bottom right, and do this algorithm: 1 0 slash 3 0 slash, and then you can add -1 there just to finish it off. The next case is where you basically have to swap 2 adjacent bars. Keep it so that these 2 bars are the same color and these 2 on the left, and do this algorithm: -5 0 -1 0. And then there we have all the corners into the right place. Now I'm going to show you an example of how you can use these 2 algorithms to solve other cases. So here's a quick little example. So we see that these two and these two need swap. So it's basically these two diagonal. So what you could do is bring the yellow one to this side, and by swapping these two, by doing the first algorithm I showed, and then you can do that again by using the other two corners to do this algorithm again. And there you have all the corners solved. The next step is getting all the edges to the right color, so the yellow and white sides will be solved. The first case is where you basically have two edges you need to swap, and you want to keep them one in the top and one in the bottom facing you, and do this algorithm: 0, -1, slash. I'm also going to be showing another algorithm and how you can use those two algorithms to solve other cases, just like I did for corner orientation. This is the case where you have to bring these two and these two here. So you have two H's. Keep it so that both the H's are horizontal like this. And do this algorithm: 1, 0, slash, -1, -1, slash, 0, 1. It can be done really fast. Now I'm going to show you how you can use those two algorithms to solve another one. So let me get an example real quick. So this is the case with like two L's here. So what you could do is set it up to swap these two and do that algorithm, the first one, and then set it up to swap these two and, well, do the first algorithm. And then there's many other ways you could use this algorithm also, which swaps these two and these two. It makes these two go here and these two go here. The next step is solving all of the corners. There are 4 algorithms, and I'm going to be showing you how you can use those algorithms to solve other cases. The first case is when you have all of the corners on the bottom layer solved, and then you have to swap 2 in the top layer. Keep it so that this 2 you have to swap in the 2 layer on the left side, and do this algorithm: slash 03 slash 0 -3 slash 03 slash -30 slash 3 -3 slash. This time you have the entire top layer solved, and you're having 2 corners that need to swap. Once again, keep the corners on the left, and this algorithm is very similar. It's the same thing but on the top: slash -30 slash 30 slash -30 slash 03 slash -3 -3 slash. This time you have the entire bottom layer solved, but instead of 2 adjacent corner swapping, you have 2 diagonal corner swapping like this. And then keep it so that the diagonal is to like the left, not like right, but like going like this way. Slash 33 slash -30 slash 33 slash -30 slash 33 slash. But if you have the diagonal swapping on the bottom, keep it also that the swapping is like going this way, and do almost the exact same thing. But instead of having -3's going this way, you're doing like this: 33 slash 33 slash 03 slash 33 slash 03 slash 33 slash. So I'm gonna now show you how you can use those algorithms to solve other cases. So first we have these 2 adjacent swaps and these 2 diagonal. First we start off the algorithm to swap these 2 diagonal ones. So the algorithm for that is the third one. And now we have these two to swap. We can keep those in the left and do the second algorithm, which will solve these two adjacent swaps. The next step after that is to solve all the edges. For this, EP, I'm just going to first show the algorithm. This algorithm swaps these two edges and these two edges. And now I'm going to be showing you how you can use that algorithm to solve AP cases. So you're going to start off by solving the bottom layer. And as you know, this algorithm swaps these two edges. So if we swap these two edges, nothing will be solved. How about these two? It will. The blue will move to over here. So we can do that algorithm and solve them piece by piece. If we swap these two, that's what the algorithm does, the red will go to its spot. So we can do that algorithm. And as you can see, these two, when you swap them, you'll get it. And then there's just many ways to do that. Now for the top layer, almost gonna do the same thing. We can swap these two, but make sure you don't move the bottom layer at all. Then we can swap these two. The red will go to its spot. And then we get parity. I'm going to show one more example of this. So another example here, we see if we swap these two, the blue will go to its right spot. So we could do that. And then if we swap these two, the green will go to its spot. So we can do that. And okay, we have these two swapping. So we could do those, but instead of doing that again, we're gonna instead swap these two, because then the orange will go to its right spot. If you ever see like an edge, the corners that have the opposite edge in the middle, swap with those ones first. This helped me a lot when I was learning the Square-1. We can do the EP algorithm and then do it once again. Now after this, you might end up with two things. I'm going to show them both. The first thing that you might end up with is this disaligned piece. This is really simple. It's also quite intuitive. I can just show you it without, it's basically not even an algorithm. I'm just going to show how you solve it. One time when you were solving a 3x3, you must have done this before. At least tried it before. And it's basically just the same thing but on a Square-1. And the other thing that can happen is, yep, that's right. Two swapped edges. Make sure that the two swapped edges are to the right and facing you. Not like this, but like this. And you gotta memorize a super big algorithm for this. You don't have to learn this algorithm, but if you do, you're gonna have to learn an extra 16 algorithms. This is the algorithm. I'm not joking, this took me like 30 minutes just to learn this. Pause the video to figure it out and learn it. I still have to learn that algorithm. Oof, you should have paused the video. Now I'm just gonna do a quick example solve and a solve just for fun. So the first step is, obviously cube shape. We have 3 edges here. If I place it in this position, I can bring 2 more. What else can I do? I can bring these 2 here. So I get 4, and then I can make 6. I place this one in and I get 7 edges. Now I can do the algorithm. Okay, I'm gonna use this algorithm. The first algorithm I showed for CO 2 times, and it's not working for some reason. Question mark. Oh, yep. And then to swap those two. Now I can do the first EO algorithm, the long one, twice. And then another time, set it up to swap these two. This is an algorithm that we learned. It's swapping these two diagonal corners. We can do the algorithm for that. And now for EP, we're going to swap these two so that we can then swap these two, and that's how the orange will get there. Now we're going to swap these two so that the orange will come to its spot. And then we're going to swap these two to solve the bottom layer. Now to solve the top layer, and we got parity. So we can do the algorithm for that. And the cube is solved. And now here's a solve just for fun. It also has some more advanced techniques. See if you can spot them. $29.68 seconds. I'll take that. So that's it for today's video. I hope you now know how to solve a square one and are also quite fast to it. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Bye, and see you next time.